guys, welcome to the Long Hill Homestead. We moved to this property about 1 year ago, almost a year and a little bit ago. So it's kind of year one for us when it comes to the garden here. We've been doing a lot of planning throughout the winter season about how we're going to do things, but we're also kind of experimenting. We live in an Arctic region, so the time scale for us might be very different to where you might live. But we want to show you around, show you how we've planned our garden this year, what we've already started growing, what we're planning on growing, and what we hope to get out of this summer season. So we have a very short growing season here where we live, and we want to extend the growing season as long as possible, but we're experimenting still. So I started growing things in April, and some of these things I've never grown from seed before, and it's very exciting. Chilies, planted from seed, looking pretty strong, and tomatoes as well. I've also got dill here, which has got its true leaves now, which is really exciting to watch it grow. Now you might notice that there are some different looking pots that I've got things planting in. Here we of course have the option to go to the store and buy the little pods to put seeds in. But there was something to me about buying something when we have so much other stuff that I just didn't want to do. So some of these things were time consuming, but for me it was worth it. This one is an old milk carton. And this one is an old ice cream tray. Because we have a short growing season, this time of year for us is still very cold, and we get freezing temperatures at night still. What that means is we have to do the dance of the seedlings. So every night and every morning they come into the house and out of the house, into the house and out of the house. It's still not warm enough for them to just be outside. We have some makeshift greenhouses that we're using. Behind me, unfortunately, that is not a freezer full of ice cream. This is a freezer that we got for free to use for dog food. But stopped working at the end of last season. So we decided to turn it into a makeshift greenhouse. Didn't really do anything except for put plants in there. We did put a thermometer in there because it gets very hot. It has gotten up to 50 degrees Celsius in there. So that is too hot for our plants, of course. But we're almost done with our greenhouse. So today we're going to try and put them into the greenhouse for the day. And let them be in there and enjoy that sunlight. So about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we started planting these things. First thing I want to talk about is what I have them planted in. You can tell it's just newspaper. This was time consuming, but for me, well worth it because I had the time. I took newspaper, used a shot glass as a template, and wrapped it around the shot glass to make a little cup. Newspapers will always come to our house even if we don't want them, and so it's nice to have something to use it for. Tell us in the comments below what you like to use for your seedlings. We'd love to hear any creative things that you've used in the past. Let me show you what we're planting. Here we've got red cabbage and just regular cabbage. We're really excited about this. This tray we bought, of course. Here we've got 2 different types of leek. This one I'm super excited about. It's called Northern Lights leek, and it's a very beautiful, almost purple color. So I'm looking forward to that. Here we've got a variety of beans. And in this tray, we've got a few different things. Kale, pumpkins, and a larger tomato plant. If you look closely here, you might see that there's some tomato plants in random places around the tray. For example, you can see a tomato plant hanging out with a kale plant, and that's because I was a little aggressive with the watering can, and the seeds just boop, bounced out and into something else. But that's not a huge problem, I think. We'll just let them grow, be strong enough to transplant, and then probably transplant them into their own pot. Here we've got sunflowers, which are really cool to watch grow because they're so fast. It's incredible. I mean, look at this. This is just a few weeks and it's just so tall and strong. So these we want to put on the front of our house as just something beautiful, but also for the seeds. Then over here we've got Brussel sprouts, which are pretty cool. And this whole tray is broccoli. So that's what we've got growing in here. And yeah, it's pretty exciting watching it grow and feeling like it's working hard and getting ready. This is our future herb and berry garden. We have a few purchased plants over here, as well as some transplants that we're hoping are going to sort of come back to life and thrive. We have red currants and black currants over there, and we hope to get another red currant bush. Red currant juice and black currant juice are a big part of our diet in the winter time. When we're out in the winter, we like to have something warm and sugary to drink, and black currant juice is perfect. We will not have enough this year to make it from our own berries, but we have loads of neighbors who have too many berries to know what to do with, so we can go to them. Here we want to have our different herbs. So this year we're planting rosemary, thyme, parsley, dill. We've got some mint, oregano, as much as we can really, and we hope to have a lot of perennials here as well when it comes to herbs, so they aren't too much work. But we're looking forward to starting it. We think it's going to be really beautiful as well. The previous owners at some point did plant chives, and they're looking amazing, even though it's still mid-May, and it's been a very cold May at that. We want to move these to our herb garden eventually. We're going to wait a little bit, but they're sitting right on the edge of our big potato field. Now, it looks like there's snow on here, but this is actually a type of mold almost that's sitting on here. We have been using the Ruth Stout method, so we have only straw on top of this field, and we'll be getting more straw from a local farmer. This year we're going to try and put onions in with the potatoes as a way to protect the potatoes and deter other insects and things. So we're hoping to have a better yield than we did last year, but we'll see how it goes. Another mistake that we made last year was we did not put enough straw on top of the potatoes, so they were not warm enough. So this year we really want to focus on covering the potatoes with a really thick layer of straw and organic material to keep them nice and warm and protected from the sun as well. So we're hoping to have a better yield this year, and we'll see. There used to be an old greenhouse that stood here, but it had been taken away. We decided to rebuild it in this location, and it is an ongoing project. These materials that we've used for the most part have been salvaged from other projects. These red panels were taken off of the front of one of the other outbuildings on our property. The logs at the base are from an old log cabin we helped to take down, and the windows are from an old greenhouse and from our friends who had some lying around as well. We have black tin roof that we took from a friend, but we're not sure if we're going to keep it or if we're going to replace it with a thick plastic roof instead. But for now, we're going to see how it goes. Inside, we haven't done anything quite yet, but we plan to have some raised beds and space for planting seeds and for having some potted plants as well. I'm going to continue the dance of the seedlings, and thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.